Hello everyone, it's Murph. Welcome to another session of mine. This time I'm going to be playing some Twilight Struggle. I'm going to be trying to mix in sort of a variety of games in between my long dark playthrough that I have going on. I started on Twilight Struggle this time. It is originally a strategy board game that's been ported over to Steam for the digital version, and it's a game about the Cold War, and it's really thematic, and it's a really good game. Very good strategy game. It's a card-driven game, so a lot of the events and actions are played through the cards, which makes it, gives it a little more color, I think. Now, I'm not going to be doing a how-to really here. There are some videos, I think definitely some out there, for how to play Twilight Struggle. But I'm going to be giving sort of a brief how-to, like a fast one at the start, in case for anybody unfamiliar with how to play. I am I think a moderate player of this. I've played about 20 to 30 games total, never against someone. I've played against a friend online, I think, but never against sort of the pool of players, so I have no idea. In the great sea of Twilight Struggle players where I stack up, probably low to moderate at this point. I can hold my own. But I mean, people who play this well really know the deck inside and out, and that sort of thing. Anyway, but we'll, and I'm a little rusty, so actually what I'm going to be doing now is going to be playing against the AI, which I can usually beat, especially as the Soviet side's a little stronger. That's why most competitive plays, they bid for the Soviets. Like, how much are you willing to give to the American side? Usually it's about two extra control markers at the start of the game. Anyway, let's get at it. I'm going to play offline. And, yeah. This is an old game, so let's go ahead and delete that game. I'll create a new game. I already got the 2 handicap side up there. I'm going to make it random. And we'll see which side I get. And then once I get to the board, I'll try to explain real quickly how the game works. Okay, so you have a hand, and you're going to have 10 turns in the game up here, represented by the presidents. In the early war, where the first 3 turns are early war. Now there's an early war deck, mid war deck, late war deck, and first 3 turns is just the early war deck. Obviously, it's the early Cold War events that are in there, and then these mid war cards will be mixed in with the early war cards, and then late war cards will be mixed in with all of them. And as it's happening, certain cards, if you see the ones with the asterisk, if they're ever played as an event, they will be removed from the game. So it's not like they're going to be happening repeatedly. Okay, and early war, there's 6. You see I have 9 cards here, plus the China card. This is sort of an oddball. But my hand is 8 cards that I pulled from the deck, and there's 6 turns in the first phases in the first turn. Okay, and the thing about this game is what you're trying to do is the cards. Wow. Okay. Fly over. Finish your fly through. There you go. The cards. This is a card-driven game, so the cards can be used in multiple ways when you want to. Now, of course, they can be played as the event. Here's one, for example. Now, the star represents which side's event it is. This is a multicolored star, so it means that any side, Soviets or Americans, can play it. Let's see the Warsaw Pact. See, this is a Soviet event. It's all red. And I have no... Yeah, I am the Soviets, okay? Here's the American one. There we go. Now, okay, so when you play, you can play it as the event, which is the text. I play this card as an event, and the event will trigger. You can also play it for ops. This is a 3 ops card. And when you play it for ops, you place control markers on countries out here. And each country, if you see the top right, has a sort of a threshold. When you get that, that means you have sort of possession of that territory, and if the other side tries to put influence markers in there, they have to pay double. So that's a big threshold to get. And then there's certain rules with placing influence, as far as you cannot just place them in the middle of nowhere. You have to chain with previous influence. So I can't place anything here, say in Burma. I have to get a chain going to get there. So that's one of the basic rules. There's other things you can do as far as you can play. So I said you can play the card as ops or the event. Now, if you play the card, let's see. If I play this for ops, if it's the other side's event, it still triggers. I don't get to like snuff out the event. So this 5-year plan would trigger if I played it for the ops. But the half and half cards, if I played it for the ops, the event doesn't trigger. Okay. And if any event triggers that has a star, then it is removed from the game after play. And so I'll play the event, play for ops, and the other two things you can do is play a card for realignment, which is a little opaque. I won't explain that really. It doesn't happen a whole lot. You basically can try to roll to remove influence based on surrounding factors. But the one that gets used a lot is the coups. So you can play a card for a coup. Let's say here Iran. Let's zoom into Iran a little bit. Chopper. Get to the chopper. Let's say I play this red scarebird. Let's play this Comic-Con card. I could play this for a coup into Iran. So what happens is you double up the stability. This is what the top right is. And it's 4. And then Comic-Con is 3. So I'm starting at a -1. And then I roll a d6 to see how much influence switches over. So if I roll a 5, I'm at -1. I get a +4 net. That means the Americans would lose this, and I would gain 3. So that's how coups work. However, anytime you coup a red, what are these power locations? I'm sorry, Twilight Struggle people. I forgot what they're called. The big ones, the main areas. They reduce the DEFCON, and if anybody ignites nuclear war, then they are the automatic loser. So, and then last thing, you can only once the DEFCON gets lower and lower, certain continents can't be couped. At least not in the certain continents can't be couped because there's just
our efforts are made in the belief that men and nations can
I think when it gets to 4, you can't coup in Europe.
and that
3,
there
you
are
can't coup in
no
Asia.
international problems which men of goodwill
really.
cannot solve or adjust.
There's stuff like the space race. You can try to ditch these don't trigger the event, so you can kind of try to put the other side's events up here to try to advance your space track. So it's a pretty fun game. And then as you how do you score? There. One of the sides is going to draw a scoring card eventually, and you have to play it before your turn's up. You can't hold it over fast turns. And it's a battleground country. Those red countries are battleground countries. Okay, so you will, based on how many battleground countries have and how many other countries you own, you're going to have presence, having control of any country in a continent. Domination, I think, is having more battlegrounds and more total countries in the area. And control is it's like every battleground country. So I hope you heard that above that speech. Anyway, that's it. And it starts at 0. Here's the scoring track. 0. Oops, that's not right. Right here, 0 is the score. And if one side gets 10, they go to 10. And then the other side gets 8, it goes down to 2. It's a seesaw. It's not just a total for each side. And then if any side gets to 20, then the game's automatically over. Or at turn 10, whoever's ahead. So that's the quick run through. Okay, so let's go ahead and play this. I have the Soviets. I need to place my initial influence here. So, I think remember what's the best thing to do. Okay, 2 more influence. Okay, I've got the Fires for Eastern Europe, no more than 2 per country. Okay, so I'm gonna have that going so I can get some influence over here. Okay, so we'll start with that. Okay, and here's the Americans placing their initial influence. You get to play 7 initial influence. I think they're going to have 2 more because of the bidding. We each play 7. Yeah. 2 in Iran. All right. Okay, now I think we do the headline. This is the AI play.
Challenge of the 20th century is the challenge of human relations and not of the impersonal natural forces.
Ее свобода, ее независимость. Под знаменем Ленина вперед!
7? Oh, they placed 1 here and then 1 here. Okay, I'm gonna Jeez, where's my? Oh, here it is. Let's turn the effects volume down. There we go. Okay, they have their headline up. Okay, let's see what we need to do here. Let's say play. No, that was the one I wanted. Okay. Oh, 4 nice Eastern Europe. Okay, yeah, let's just pile on the that here in Eastern Europe. I'll go and play that. Okay, he headlined nuclear test ban. So, okay, I'm gonna add. Let's get a little bit more. Okay, there's 4. I have 1 more. Okay, so I'm playing my card first on turn 1, round 1. Now, if you look at the there it is. Okay, this is what the Americans headlined. They earned VP's equal to the current DEFCON level, which is 5 minus 2. So they had 3. That's how they got the 3 points. Okay. Okay, I'm going to coup Iran to start off with. I think that's pretty customary. Now, a lot of this game is trying to mitigate bad things from happening. So you can get a bad hand. You have to try to make it hurt as least as possible, because it's gonna often hurt to some degree. Okay. See, I don't have many U.S. cards. I think I might do that. It's a pretty good time to play it. Okay. Good tip. Okay. Not bad. Okay, so I could Iran and got 2 removed and 1 added. And oh, my Nasser got removed from the 5-year plan, because the 5-year plan event was randomly have one of my cards be discarded, and if it was an American event, it would trigger, but if it was one of mine or a metal event, it would just be discarded. Okay. Played U.S. Mutual Defense. U.S.-Japan Mutual Defense Pact. He played it as ops. 4 ops, 2 in Egypt, 1 in Lebanon, 1 in Angola. Okay, so he's really... The AI is really going after Middle East. I guess I could just again. I could play some more. I could play this. Really hammer at Europe some more. No, I think I'm going to play this as ops, actually. Place influence. So, I'm going to go 1, 2. Then I'm going to get into Asia here. Nasser will come back to uproot the over here once the discard pile is reshuffled back in. Okay. They're cooing there, and that's a crazy place to coup with 3 stability there. And it turned out to be a failure, so. Oh wow, this is a pretty good feature. I was trying to find mill ops. You get the... There it is. Required military operations. So when you play a card for a coup, you... Whatever the value of the card gets added to this. And you have to play enough to... the DEFCON status. To match the DEFCON status. So I'm at 3. Yes, is at 2. DEFCON's at 3. Or you get you lose victory points. Okay, what do I want to do here? I think I still want to go after. I kind of want to keep this Korean War, and then play it next turn. Let's see. I kind of want to coup the Middle East, so it gets down to 2 DEFCON, really, actually. Might do that with Comic-Con. It's rough. I'm having a hard time deciding. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine over here, so I'm gonna play that for the cube. Yeah. Okay, it was awful. Rolled a 1, so nothing happened. But I did reduce DEFCON, so now I can't be queued into a battleground country without them inciting nuclear holocaust, so that won't be happening. That kind of buffers me from that action. Okay, Fidel. Remove all U.S. influence in Cuba. USSR gains sufficient influence for control. They played it for ops in Libya, right here. But the event triggered, and I got my 3 influence automatically in Cuba for control. So right now, the Middle East scoring, if they have the card, is going to give them a benefit. I just need to put one in Iran to put a stop to that, though. I think I just might do that with the remaining application. Still a lot of turns left, though. We're just fighting over the Middle East at the moment. Here's the, this nuclear cloud means you cannot queue into there anymore. Based on the DEFCON level. Of course. As long as you're... space race, yep. That's a nice card for me. It lets me move influence around all over the board. And then the Americans failed at getting into space. Okay, let's see here. I actually had the game on a pause for a while. Went back to it. Not the game, but yeah. Well, the game was paused. It's turn-based, so the recording was paused. Anyway, let's see. I was going to try to keep this for next turn, but I think I have 2 cards I have to play, so I'll have to play the China card. I want to do that. Oh, they failed the space race for that. I'm just going to play this as an event to get the space race for sure. Okay. This is what I played. Captured Nazi scientist. Remove from the game. All it does is give me a guaranteed space race. There's Middle East scoring. We had a stalemate there. So I kind of thought that could have been happening. I wanted to look at the space race, explain that a little bit more. To advance, you have to roll each step. This is what you have to do. Spin at least a 2 ops card and roll. This is a 3 ops as it gets higher. Okay. These right here are the victory points you get. I have one more card. I can play the China card or Korean War card. I think I will. What do I want to do? I'll actually play the China card. I'll maybe headline with the Korean War card next turn. I wish I could do a little bit more with it. But we can get 3 in India. That will give me some domination. See, that's what I got. I have more battlegrounds and more total, and with more total countries. So that gives me the 7 victory points. Oh boy. That was terrible luck. The one card they had left was one that I played into, and I only got lucky from the die roll. They had to have a tough roll though, because I, given my control, if you look at it, they invaded Pakistan, they invaded India. Roll 1 die and subtract 1 for every opponent controlled the country adjacent. I had 1. They only rolled a 3. They needed a 5 or a 6 to get it. Because I had the -1 for the adjacent. When I had... They'd replaced all my influence with theirs and gained 2 VP, so... That was a close one. Milops was negligible. Defcon's at 2. It's going to go up to 1, and we're going to
The
get
seeds of totalitarian
turn 2, new
regimes are
hand.
nurtured by misery and want. They spread and grow in the evil soil of poverty and strife.
I think I didn't do enough with the hand I
They
had
reach
last turn. I had
their
a
full
pretty...
growth
I only had the one
when the hope of a
U.S.
people
event, so...
for a better life has died.
So you can see already here I have 3 U.S. events.
Our efforts are made in the belief that men and nations can cooperate, and that there are no international problems which men of goodwill cannot solve or adjust.
Look at all the cards here. Finland would be the one to watch for that one. It would be kind of like getting sapped of influence in a few countries. The big games is classic. You can boycott or do it, and then you have a roll off. This is sort of saps the U.S. influence in Western Europe. All right. But there's nothing in France at the moment. They know that early U.S. influence in France is subject to de Gaulle. So it's kind of rough. This is a really good card. It's a really good seeding card, kind of, because a lot of these territories you can't, these countries you don't have any, you don't have any chaining down here. So this is what can get you started. So I think I will headline the Korean War though. It'll give me some mill-ops too. And before they get control of Japan to hurt my die roll, so. Okay, they played Defectors, which cancels my headline card. Exciting times. Which is the one? Defectors. There it is. Play in headline and phase to cancel USSR headline event, including Saurian card. Returns the discard pile. They need to have the card down here in the game turns, instead of just telling you what they do. Okay, so we need to. We scored Middle East. Asia and Europe will be scored at some point. I think we need to... we can use this decolonization card to scatter out in Southeast Asia some. We'll see where their attention goes to. Okay. I can really weaken them here in Europe, make them focus in Europe. So, but then usually you want to get that early coup. Scoring cards and put this. I can coup the Middle East, but it's been scored already. So, and I don't have my middle ops because the Korean War card did not get played based on the defector, so I need to get those mill ups, so I don't suffer a VP penalty. So I'm going to need to coup at some point. I can actually go over coup Panama. Might not be a bad idea. Now the Central America scoring card doesn't come up till later, till mid-war, I think, though. But might be a good idea to get the U.S. out from that region entirely. So I think I might do that. I bet I can cover for. Which one should I do that for, though? Oh man, that would give me nuclear holocaust. I'd lose one for the battleground country, and then another one for the card. I could use the de Gaulle's France, given that. Yeah, that would be a smart thing to do, given France really doesn't do a lot of, and I'll keep it in the deck. So let's do that. So if I play it as a coup, the event won't trigger since I'm playing it, and it'll get recycled in the discard pile later on. I'll have it at my disposal for a more opportune time, since I get to remove influence in France, and it's empty at the moment. So let's go ahead and use that to coup Panama. Beautiful. So I was starting at a -1 advantage because it was a 2 stability, which is you double it 4, and I had a 3 ops card. So I rolled 5 with the -1. I got 4 net. Move 2, add 2. So we're looking good over there. That's sort of some early investment for later in the game. Since I have a pretty good, I'm doing fairly well in Asia. I'm going to play decolonization there, and Europe is solid. Okay, yeah, they're starting to hammer on Asia. Okay, so I get 2 ops from decolonization, or I could get 4 from just this. So I'm going to play the event. I can't play more than 1. Yeah, so only 1 per country. We'll get started in Thailand. Good stuff. The Olympic Games is going to be... This is going to be a space card. This is going to be a VP card. I need to... They have some high ops cards. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll play Socialist Governments for the ops, though. Get Finland showed up. Because when I played Truman Doctrine, I want everything to be controlled, so... Yeah, what is your risk? I need to think about this one. Okay. I could save that to after the turn's over. Okay, so let's play this for our influence. And lock in Thailand. Okay. U.S. is coming up. They've put a lot of high ops cards for their own events. Okay. All right, I get to do the event. Suez Crisis. Remove a total of 4 U.S. influence. France, United Kingdom, and Israel. No more than 2 per country. So France is empty, so I do that. Okay, now they're going to put the 3 ops somewhere. This will tell a lot what they've got going on in that computer noggin of theirs. Okay. Trying to get started in Central America again. They can go to Mexico, since you can always change from your home country, obviously.
Our efforts are made in the belief that men and nations can cooperate, and that there are no international problems which men of goodwill cannot solve or adjust.
Okay, let's see here. I think I definitely don't want to play that. I'm just trying to think if I want to space race that now. Yeah, I'll space race it. And I got it. Okay, I've got an animal in space. I can play 2 space race cards per turn now. Getting close to this nice men in space. Gives you that. If you're the first, it gives you that 2-point bump there. Or if it does sound better with me on the Russian side. Oh, okay. They might have a Europe scoring card, 3 in France and 1 in Malaysia with the China card, which lets you place 5 if you, it's +1 operations if you play all in Asia. Or it's 4 anywhere else. And when you play that, it will go to the other turn, the other side's hand for the next turn. So it just kind of flips and flops back and forth. It's not playable. I have it now. It's not playable since the U.S. played this turn. So I have 2 Balkan countries. Yeah, but you have to have more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Huh. Socialist governance card would be handy right now. I wish I could have gotten into Africa, though. I use all my decolonization over here. I should have played 1 over here just to get in. That was a mistake. I want to play the Truman Doctrine now. We'll trigger the event first. Resolve event first. Okay. Because I want to play the book of games for the event, but I could need it if the U.S. presses something, if they come after me in Europe a little bit stronger. I think I'm going to go for Costa Rica. It's nice to have that stability. Just pop it down there for the future. I probably should be paying a little more attention to Middle East. It'll come back eventually. Let's see what the U.S. does with Europe now. This is turn. They have 2 more cards. I have 1 more. Okay. If the coup non-battleground. Wow. So the reason I placed influence in Costa Rica was it's hard to coup. So they did it anyway. With a 3, then they rolled a 6. So that was crazy. And it worked out for them. Sucks for me. Okay, so I'm safe in Europe. If they play the scoring card, I did get 1. But I have a pretty good advantage in Asia. Those the 2 that are left to come around from the deck. Now, do we know how many are in the deck? Where can you find that out? 3, 2. This will focus on each area, see? I'm trying to figure out what's in the deck. Oh, here it is. There's 5 left in the draw pile. So I think the Europe scoring card's coming out. So I'm gonna play this for the event. So the US can participate or boycott. If they participate, then we have a roll off, but I get 2 advantage, 2 bonus, and then whoever gets the highest gets 2 victory points. You reroll the ties. They can't boycott. Oh, wait. I don't want to do this because the responsibility for the DEF CON going to 0 bears on the person whose turn it is. So it's my turn if I play this. Yeah, I forgot about that little quirk. I'm glad I thought through this. So they could just purposely boycott. DEF CON would be degraded. And then I would be responsible for the nuclear Armageddon, and I would lose the game. So I can't actually play it for the event. I have to play it for ops. Let's do this. Let's be a jerk. It'll cost me both my points just to put 1 in here, but it will take West Germany out from being under their control, so. See? No, they don't have the scoring card. Okay. They got to the satellite. So it looks like both the China scoring card and the US scoring, or the Europe scoring card are coming out next turn. I think I'll play 1 more turn. Okay, mill-ups were enough to match the DEF CON level, so because of that coup I did.
So my country's purpose is to help us move out of the dark chamber of horrors into the light, to find a way by which the minds of men, the hopes of men, the souls of men everywhere can move forward toward peace and happiness and well-being.
Okay, every turn the DEF CON improves 1 level before the first turn. Okay, I got the Europe scoring, they got the Asia scoring. There's the Gaul. That's going to help me with the Europe scoring. I guarantee that. It's okay. Yeah, I don't like Marshall Plan, but I can play that after the Europe scoring for sure. I want to play. Oh, I can use also an intervention. You can cancel the event, so I can use that to cancel 1. I have the China card. I could just headline de Gaulle. Might be the thing to do. They are going to want to work on Asia. They have the Asian scoring card. Plus, it got reshuffled, so the Middle Eastern scoring card is now possible. And when I think about the coup, I must do. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll probably do something in the Middle East. I have Nasser, so probably Libya. Just kind of showing what the cards are here. And one Russian influence and 4 non-U.S. controlled countries, Eastern Europe. De Gaulle, we did that one. Yeah, let's just do De Gaulle to start with. Here's what that card does. It's a very dangerous card because you can't space race it, and if you play it on as a Russia player, you can. It's technically your turn, and the U.S. can use it as an op card, and they can use it to coup as an op. And if they can coup Battleground Country with DEFCON 2, they can basically. If you play this card with a Russian player at DEFCON 2, you could lose the game. So, and you can't space race it since it's only a 1, so it's a real thorn. I know this much about this card. Okay, so I could Iran. And now I can't coup Libya, so that bites. But I can attack with Nasser. Or I can just score Europe right now. But I can get even better. I can get even better in Europe. What shall I do? Yeah, I'm gonna play this event. Place influence. Okay. So let's get France up to speed. And I have one more, I think. I'm just going to make life miserable, I think, in... I should probably shore up here. Okay. Let's see what the United States does. Okay, just scratch and clawing in Europe. Got West Germany control back, and they played double to get France out of my grip. Because remember, if the other side has control, you have to pay double the influence for each one you place there. It's just not going to be enough, though. I'm going to just keep working on them. For non-U.S. controlled countries in Eastern Europe. Has to be Eastern Europe. Yeah. I have to think about my Melops. I will have to coup. I can maybe coup for Western Revolution. I can coup Sudan, looks like. That'd be the smart thing to do. Okay, I had to pause for a second. You do a cat. We'll see what they got in the tank. I'm just going to keep placing influence. But I'll give up Western Germany. I think I might add one in France like that. Make it even harder.
Our efforts are made in the belief that men and nations can cooperate, and that there are no international problems which
I kind of don't want them to give them a non-battle gun over here to coup. So right here, maybe start with Saudi Arabia. Nah, take that back. I actually want to do this. 1, 2, go on Iran. Okay. Now, if I have the opportunity, I'll probably play Europe scoring next turn. Okay, I control Romania now. Okay. That concerns me a little bit. Actually, I think I will play Nasser now. That gives me close to Egypt. And 3 more cards. Okay. The U.S. is up too, but I think they're kind of in trouble. I have Asia and Europe advantage. Southeast Asia. Okay, we work on Africa. It's fine. I'm not going to get greedy. I'm just going to go ahead and get Europe now. So I need a coup, and I need to go Asia a little bit. That's the last 2 things I need to do this turn. Wow, they realigned Cuba. Look at the die roll difference. Yeah, this is what you can use a realignment. You each roll a die, and you can never you can make the other side lose influence, but you can't gain it back with realignment. And you get modifiers based on if the country is controlled and adjacent countries and a home country, which is U.S. So I just got a terrible roll and I lost all my Cuban influence. That was, wow, shocking. Okay. Yeah. So they played blockade. Unless U.S. player immediately discards a 3 or more valued operations card to limit all U.S. influence Western Germany. They did not, and they limited all Western Germany influence. But I had just played the Europe scoring card, so they thought it was a little more safe to play that. But that's going to give me a good run at Europe. Obviously down the road more and more. The Europe scoring card will come back. Okay. I need to... I think I will space race this Eastern European unrest. I don't think I'll space race. It's only one each, and I just played the Egypt scoring card. I should play it for... I should play it. Yeah. For influence. Get Egypt in the good. And Iran. See, I don't want to place this here because they'll coup it. I want to starve their cooing. But I'm going to have to coup in Sudan for myself. Yeah. I don't know what to do. Algeria, I guess. Okay, yeah, they're going to do it. Now the opponent's deciding they're going to... The event's triggering for the U.S. They're going to remove one influence from 3 countries. Poland, Finland. Okay. They're going to have one more card, and then I think the Asia scoring card. Okay, we're going to play this for the coup attempt. Because he already got one. I'll lose out. Oh, because the CIA gave them that one coup. Yeah, that's how they got that. Okay, the headline event. Okay, let's go ahead and play this. Quick attempt in here in Sudan. The reason I could do that was because it didn't lower DEFCON because it was not a battleground country. And Africa, Latin America. There's Asia scoring. Africa, Latin America, they don't get coup restricted with the DEFCON levels. It's just Europe when it gets to 4, Asia, and then Middle East. Okay, so I actually got one since they couldn't coup the last turn because they had to put the scoring card, and they were one short of their mill ops. I'm at 10. We are now at mid-war. So exciting times. They're now on the deck, and this is when it gets real meaty. Look at all these. Here's Red Scare again. Ussuri River Skirmish. Oh no. Quagmire, of course. This is a... We already had this one, I think. Yep, early war. Ooh, South American scoring came out early. It's a mid-war card. There's nothing out there right now. Oh, yes. Okay, that's good. Pretty good hand to start off again, I think. Get a free victor point there, and Brush War. Oh, Brush Wars can be brutal if it hits. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop there. And I really thank you for trying this one out and watching some Twilight Struggle. And hope to see you next time, and we'll continue from mid-war. Thanks again.